I'd like to call the meeting to order. And please rise and join in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item is the consent docket. Counselors, does anyone wish to remove an item or have a clarification? Or is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the consent docket?
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the consent docket. Please vote. And that passes 4-0. Public comment on agenda items not scheduled for public hearing. I don't think we have anybody signed up for that, right?
No.
Okay. So now we're down to public hearings. We will receive public comment regarding a request for closing of a drainage easement for 5581 Arbor Circle in Arbor Village, CC 1805. Mr. Dorman, did we have good notice on this item? Mr. McNichol.
Lance Gross with Development Services will provide the report.
Thank you. Lance Gross with Development Services. The drainage easement closing is located at 55 through 81 Arbor Circle. The purple boundary on the map indicates the drainage easement requested to be closed. In 2017, the PUD was amended and a replat was approved to allow for residential uses. The closing allows for additional buildable lots. The drainage report and grading plan have been submitted and accepted. The street view, the top view is looking to the west along Arbor Circle. Lots in question are to the left of the photo. The bottom view is looking to the north at the easternmost lots. Any questions?
Counselors? No questions right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, I will open the public hearing. There's one request from Kelly Harris. And Kelly, if you will just identify yourself. As
Kelly
usual.
Harris with Keystone Engineering, located at 923 South Lowry, here representing the owner tonight. You did recently see this final plat come through. Currently, this is a grass line channel. Right now, we're proposing to install a retaining wall, so we're going to go with the vertical walls. That will allow us to narrow the channel, but still carry the same capacity as it always has. So that's how we're able to close a portion of this easement. So that's what is before you tonight. Answer any questions?
So closing this portion of the easement gives you more area to build on, but you still retain the same drainage
Correct.
characteristics?
Yep.
Thanks.
Anyone else? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Public hearing is now closed. Staff?
Your options are approve closing of the drainage easement at 55 through 81 Arbor Circle, or do not approve the request to close the easement. The easements will remain, and any development on the property must be located outside of the easement. Any questions?
Any questions for staff, counselors?
No, ma'am.
Well, I assume staff recommends approval of the closing?
That is correct, yes.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second to accept the staff recommendation on the closing of the drainage easement. Please vote. And that passes 4-0. Takes us all the way down to general orders. Number 7, Mr. McNichol.
I'm really excited to introduce our next speaker, Dana Maddox, who is reporting on behalf of a committee of people who have worked for the last year on an item called Standards of Excellence. And I'm going to be quiet now and let them tell us about this new program.
Okay, thank you.
Dana?
Good evening. My name is Dana Maddox, and I'm the Customer Service Manager. And in 2016, Human Resources reached out to a group of employees and asked us to serve on a committee. Kyle and I are proud to represent and present that committee to you this evening. The members of this committee were nominated by their coworkers and peers because of their dedication to customer service, and we were asked to capture our commitment to excellence on paper. And I just want to say what an honor and a privilege it was to have been selected and to serve on this committee.
I'm Kyle Gibbs from the Police Department, and as Dana touched on, working with a group of people recognized for their service to others made the committee part of this real simple and an absolute pleasure. But I'll tell you, translating what customer service looks like to a wide variety of disciplines proved to be a little bit of a challenge to get that into a single document. To that end, one of the guiding principles that kind of saw us through was we asked ourselves the question, what kind of service would we desire for our parents or one of our children or one of our neighbors if they contacted city staff with a need? So that's how we got to now. The guide in front of you and the video we're about to play represent the standards that we developed. These standards represent who we are as employees and how we work together with one another and how we strive to serve our community. These standards will be used by every employee and every department as a guideline for all of us to follow.
And we would ask if you were on the committee, if you would please stand. We are proud to present to council, citizens, and our coworkers the standards of excellence.
Let's see if I can do this.
Wait.
We have standards.
We have standards.
We have standards.
We work for the city of Stillwater, and we believe every interaction is important.
I treat others as I expect to be treated.
I work for the city and I'm responsive.
I actively listen to understand everyone's needs and points of view.
I strive to keep up to date in my areas of expertise to better serve our community.
I see an unbroken line connecting the city's mission to my everyday responsibilities.
And of course, I use the standards every day.
You may not realize it, but we're all public servants. And as such, we serve residents, businesses, visitors, students, and each other. We've adopted a high standard of customer service for all employees, and excellence in service is who we are. For example, did you respond in a timely manner? Did you help your coworkers solve a problem? Were you polite? Were you helpful? Were you reliable?
I take pride in serving our community by doing high-quality, rewarding work.
I'm not afraid to try new things.
I anticipate change and look for forward-thinking solutions that move our organization to the next level.
I am proud.
I am performance-driven.
I am productive, resourceful, and adept at addressing problems, concerns, and issues in our community.
As a director, I am a role model, and I understand that my actions must always be in line with my words. I embrace different opportunities, suggestions, possibilities, and experiences to find common ground.
I trust my coworkers and work to earn your trust.
You can count on me to respond when there is a need.
What are the standards of excellence? They're described in the Standards Guide for all employees. This guide is designed to be a resource you can use to model your actions every day. When you're hired, it's one of the first documents you receive because early on, we want to share with you the importance and value we place on service.
We're not just city employees. We are residents of a community that we care about.
And this is nothing new. We've always had standards, and even when no one is watching, we have continued to do what is right.
We've always had this code.
We just gave it a name.
This is a visual commitment, a pledge
A promise.
that shows in every encounter you can count on us.
Were the traffic lights working the last time you drove across town? Did your lights come on when you flipped the switch? Were you able to enjoy a clean and safe park?
As the city of Stillwater, we are your local government, and the standards of excellence will assist us in providing great customer service to the public we serve.
I have standards.
I have standards.
I have standards.
I have standards.
I have standards. I have standards.
We are City of Stillwater employees.
And we are committed to excellent
Excellent.
service.
That was fantastic.
Very nice. Yep.
So if you would, because we are very proud of these people for coming up, the committee for coming up with these standards, and would note that this will be a guide for the next year, that for 2 months, each standard will be discussed at employee team meetings and that kind of thing to try to impress, need to be responsive to the citizens who provide us with the resources to present services to them. So if you would wave, we're really proud of the people that since you're already standing, really proud of the people that came up with these standards. Russell Andrews, Barbara Bliss, I know she's here, Elizabeth Hers, Todd Cundiff, Stacy Delano, Sean Eisensmith, Mac Faulkner, Lori Gale, Kyle Gibbs, Shannon Hatton, Stacy Holly, Stephanie Kinder, Dana Maddox, Pat Millward, Neil Moore, Lauren Smith, and Brad Stewart. We really appreciate the time they put into this. We really appreciate the fact that it is an employee development program that will be presented by employees in an effort to make sure that our standards are up to what our citizens expect. And if you have any questions, we have a whole room full of resource here.
I think I especially am impressed by the fact that you were all chosen by your peers. And it's, I've not been in the areas where you all have been, but I would have agreed wholeheartedly with your choices. And this is really nice. And the video is very nice. Who gets credit for the video?
Sherry's crew, marketing, and Jasmine, who's upstairs, and Megan, and I can tell you that in the outtakes, I'm the star. Because I just couldn't get it right. And that's after these nice folks told me what to say. So
I assume the full outtakes will be on YouTube soon?
Probably. But they've really done a fantastic job, and all of us are very proud of them. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
By the way, I was asked today by a citizen if there was some secret on the agenda, and I explained that although it wasn't secret, we didn't put anything in the packet intentionally because we wanted the people that developed the program to be able to come and present it to you as a matter of information. So thank you.
I just, for the heck of it here, it's really impressive that it's like employee driven, and this isn't just a package that somebody pulled off of a consultant's website or something but you guys put it together and came up with what you felt the values that were important for the work you do, and that's really impressive. I think it's great.
Well, one of the really impressive things is that while deliberating this, they argued over single words. So there was a lot of effort put into developing the program.
Yeah.
If I may, they've stepped out, but HR Director Christy Looper and our training coordinator Lisa Jones did a tremendous amount of work in coordinating this effort. It was employee driven, but they kept them, in between the lines and kept them on track. So they deserve some big kudos for this. And a number of the folks that you've seen up here tonight are participated or past participants or graduates of our City of Stillwater Leadership Academy. Something that we're very proud of, where what I've told people is we need leaders throughout our organization. And I think you saw a wide variety of people, not managers, but leaders. And that's really important. And so I think I was really impressed with that, but the HR folks really need to be thanked for the work that they put into.
Well, we certainly second that, Dan. Probably some of those departments that just aren't on the front page all the time make us look really good. Yeah.
They do indeed.
I love the line in the video about not being just working for the city, but living here and being part of the community, and that really, I think, comes across in this and helping us understand that the people who keep our lights on and that keep our water flowing and that we don't see at meetings all the time are folks that live here too, and that invest their lives and careers in serving the rest of us. So we appreciate it a lot.
Okay. On to resolutions. Resolution number CC-2018-1. Do you get to read this?
The mayor usually reads them.
Oh, okay. That's why she doesn't have that
More
written.
than happy to.
I'm following her script, and there was no Mr. Dorman there. A resolution authorizing the continuation of the Advisory Citizens Task Force on the implementation of the Block 34 conceptual plan and enlarging the scope of duties therein. Councilors, any questions or comments about this?
I mean, the resolution's pretty much self-explanatory. It continues your original resolution and adds the additional duties. And at this point, that's what they need to continue their work.
Well, after their presentation at the last meeting, yes, move it forward.
Is that a motion?
That's a motion.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Please vote. And resolution number CC-2018-1 is adopted 4-0. Ordinances, Mr. Dorman.
On second reading, ordinance number 3395, an ordinance closing the public right-of-way of Fifth Avenue and McFarland Street and all utility easements located between Willis Street and McFarland Street and 4th Avenue and 6th Avenue at properties addressed as 402 and 504 South McFarland Street, 2011 and 2021 West 4th Avenue, 2002 to 2015 West 5th Avenue, 405 to 523 South Willis Street, and 2006 and 2012 West 6th Avenue.
Okay.
This is the property for Westwood Elementary School.
Councilors?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Motion and a second to adopt ordinance number 3395. Please vote. And that is adopted 4-0. Reports from officers and boards. Mr. Dorman.
Nothing to report, ma'am.
Mr. McNichol.
Yes, thank you. On behalf of the Stillwater City Council, I would like to congratulate. Let me start over since I had the mic off. On behalf of the Stillwater City Council, I'd like to congratulate 2 longtime staff members on their retirement. Financial Operations Manager Tammy Brown was with the city for 30 years before retiring this month. She has prepared budget and capital planning documents, citywide forecasts and the Stillwater Utilities Authority financial report, and we truly are sorry to see her go. She a lot of institutional knowledge, as well as with Assistant Fire Chief Robert Black, who joined the department in 1989 and worked his way up to the administration office by 2014. He will be leaving us by the end of the month. Best wishes for a very happy retirement to you both, and thank you for everything you've provided the city as a public servant.
Anyone else? Councilor Wedlake, you look ready.
All right, so we'll switch up the script a little bit tonight. I'm unprepared here. So, the S&P Global Ratings has affirmed its AA- rating with a stable outlook on the Stillwater Utilities Authority utility system and sales tax revenue bonds. This credit rating showcases the outstanding professionals we have looking after our infrastructure and making sure that our finances are in great shape. So going back to the standards of excellence, I think are showing through here with this credit rating. After completing a routine review of the SUA, S&P reported one of the factors of credit strength was our exceptionally strong financial metrics. And in a quote, S&P was quoted as saying, "In our opinion, the authority's financial performance has been very strong the past 3 years." So, well done. Good, strong credit rating.
That's excellent.
Do you know?
Thank you.
Okay.
Go for it.
Thank you, Councilor Wedlake.
I'll talk about the results of the Stillwater Citizen Satisfaction Survey.
Oh, that would be great. Thank
Well,
you.
the results are in.
Yes.
And Stillwater received high ratings for quality of life and as a place to raise children. The survey results and analysis provided information to city staff in regards to strategic decisions and areas of improvement. The 7-page survey, which was administered by ETC Institute, was mailed to a random sample of households throughout Stillwater. Final results of the survey are available on the city's website in the Document Center under Reports. There were very good numbers in there, and there were also good information about where we need to continue to work to improve. Surprisingly on roads, which is, I don't hear that much about, really.
We had not even thought of that, had we?
Good thing we got that data.
A good number of replies, too.
Yeah.
Yep. Councilor Zanotti.
I do. The annual budget process for the 2018-2019 fiscal year is underway. During the next few weeks, city staff will discuss the needs and priorities of Stillwater, and next Monday, January 29th, we'll hold our annual strategic budget planning session. Throughout the budget process, there will be several ways to provide feedback on the budget, including counselor office hours and Facebook Live sessions with our chief financial officer. So hard to believe we're at that time again, but here we are.
It does roll around fast. And speaking of budget and money, the Oklahoma Tax Commission, I almost really hate to read this because it kind of gives a really positive message.
We don't want that.
But it's not the whole story. The Tax Commission remitted its sales tax collections to the City of Stillwater on November 2017, transactions that were reported to the Commission in December, and a portion to the City this month. The amount totaled an increase of 7.53% from collections in January 2017 and is up year-to-date 1.23%. And although this is good news, do please recall that even this increase does not return the city to pre-2014 collection levels. We've been working on reduced budgets and overworked employees for too long. And this is a good trend. It's good news. It's not enough. Okay. Anything else? Okay. I hear a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn the city council meeting. Please vote. And that passes 4-0. We are adjourned. I would like to call to order the regular meeting for Stillwater Utilities Authority. Trustees, does anyone wish to remove or clarify an item from the consent docket? Or is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve this consent docket.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the consent docket. Please vote. And takes us down to reports from officers and boards. Mr. Dorman.
One item, ma'am. Request an executive session pursuant to 25 OS subsection 307B4 for the purpose of confidential communication regarding pending litigation with CCC Group Incorporated. It's my opinion that public disclosure of this matter will seriously impair the ability of the trustees to defend this pending litigation in the public interest.
Okay. Mr. McNichol.
No items, thank you.
Okay, trustees, any items? Okay, so we will go to executive session.
Need a vote for that, please.
Oh, vote.
Move to enter executive session.
Second.
Motion and a second to move to executive session. Please vote. And that passes 4-0.